two had the most awesome parts in this film.
Thanks.
Really, really fantastic. I mean, all the stuff that you did was unbelievable, just so mesmerizing and eye-catching, and
it was a pleasure.
Yeah.
And very painful.
Yeah.
But really fun.
What was the process like, though? I mean, to actually be doing all that dancing on the ceiling stuff almost.
Yeah, it was months and months of really hard work and physical training. It was the hardest thing I've ever had to do physically. I felt like I was a professional athlete there for a few months. But I was just really grateful to Tom Struthers, that's the stunt coordinator that Christopher Nolan worked with on The Dark Knight and Batman Begins. And he really brought me in. And I said, look, I want to do this. I want to learn how to do it, and let me do it. And he said, okay, then give it a try. And they let me do it. And I had a stunt double there. His name was Andy. But he's not in the movie except for 1 second.
Wow.
And but I like to give him credit for the second that he's in it, because a lot of actors just say, "Oh, I do my own stunts," and I actually got to know a bunch of stunt guys who had actors say that they did stunts that they didn't really do, and I don't want to be one of those guys. So Andy is in the movie for one shot. But the rest, they let me do it, and it was so much fun.
That's really cool. Wow. Chris was saying that your character is almost the anchor of the story in many ways, that you're asking a lot of the questions that the audience would be asking. Is that how you felt approaching that character?
I mean, to a certain extent, yeah, and then to make it more, feel more honest and like it's coming from a more natural or organic place. It was, here's a young woman who's in Paris, a student studying architecture, obviously doing quite well, and to me she would just have this innate, clearly intellectual curiosity, and it was about running with that, and then clearly her desire in her own life to ask questions, and then to enter this team and have this prospect of being involved with this exploration of mind and revealing the potential of the human mind. I can't even imagine as a young person then that all of a sudden being revealed to you, and all the new questions that would bring up. I mean, yeah.
And doing a film on this scale with all these effects was that sort of something that was really interesting for you?
Oh, massively. I'm a huge fan of Chris's work, from Memento to Batman Begins and The Dark Knight, and what I love about his films is that despite the show and despite the blockbuster, amazing visual world that he creates, there's this core that is so honest and so sincere, and that's what I connect just as a human being, and thus all that stuff feels more immersive and amazing. And that's what it was like filming this movie, that you got to be involved in this incredible world and do these incredible things, but have this incredibly fulfilling experience as an actor, because he wants every moment to be completely honest, and that's a really thrilling thing.
Wow. I mean, it was a great ensemble, and I mean, the cast talked a lot? I mean, sort of getting the impression that you guys had a lot of discussions or talked a lot prior to filming, or is that what happened, sort of thing, to really get into your characters?
Sure. Yeah. I mean, there was a bit of a rehearsal process, although. One thing I admire about how Chris does it is he leaves room for spontaneity.
Really?
That even though everything about the movie is very well thought through, if you show up on the day and something starts happening organically, he will make room to explore that and shoot a version of it that way. And that goes for both what, like Wally, the cinematographer, is doing, as well as what we're doing as actors, or, even though he wrote the script, he's perfectly open to change stuff around, and which isn't to say that he doesn't have a solid vision. He has as solid a vision as anybody, but he's also flexible. And I think that's a big reason why his movies have that sincere core that you're talking about, is that he's collaborative. He's open to letting things happen organically.
I mean, his movies, like Batman and everything, I mean, there is this whole sort of fan base that goes with it, almost that Comic-Con kind of audience. Are you guys ready for that, or do you feel that's kind of what this will get, this film?
Yeah, look, I love movies. I feel very strongly about it. I know some people go to movies and just like, whatever, an excuse to eat popcorn, and that's fine. I mean, that's all well and good. But I love movies. Like, I feel, it means a lot to me. And so, a lot of Chris Nolan's fans, I think, feel the same way. They really care a lot And Inception's not going to disappoint them. I think they're going to be really happy about it.
And the kind of film you need to see again and again, right?
That's true too.